Let's talk about what Ryan just reported and what we all saw with former LAPD Sergeant Cheryl Dorsey, also the author of the book Black and Blue, Creation of a Social Advocate. Sergeant Dorsey, I mean, the fact that this police report reflects nothing of what we saw with our own eyes take place, and that's just 2 minutes of the 46-minute video. How does that happen?
Well, it happens because great deference is given to a version that a police officer gives in an incident, and we know that when an officer kills us, there's only one version, and that's the one that they tell. And we see time and time again where officers will manufacture a reason to use force, escalate it to deadly force. We're hearing that Mr. Greene made some kind of a infraction, traffic violation that precipitated this interaction, and then of course the go-to famous 148 PC, resisting arrest, occurred and then ultimately led to his death. And we know all of this not to be true. They've been lying from the very beginning. They said he died as a result of a traffic accident. And listen, the fish rots from the head. This police agency administration knows exactly what occurred, much like we saw in the case of George Floyd. And they allow these offenders to live to offend again. So do we have to wait for another death before they get this officer off the street? He's still out there.
Sergeant Dorsey, tell me about the policing in this case. The police say what preceded it was he fled arrest, but to watch those moments there, repeat tasings, as we were describing with Ryan before, keeping the knee on the back, not administering medical care when it appeared that perhaps he needed it. Just what would the police procedure be there in this? Is any of this justified?
Well, I always say once the handcuffs go on, the person is in custody. There's no reason to administer any more use of force. But what we see, again, time and time again, are officers punishing Black folks who run, who don't comply, who don't comply quick enough. All of those are things inherent to police work. People are fearful. People who are doing bad things don't want to go to jail, and so they run either on foot or in a car. We saw this just the other day in the case of the video released with Andrew Brown.
Right. I mean, look, one part of Ryan's reporting that was so heart-wrenching is the fact that Mr. Greene was left down on the ground, face down, moaning for 9 minutes, and that there was no evidence of a medical response to him. And you just think about 9 minutes and you think about George Floyd, right? And you do have the Justice Department now, Sergeant Dorsey, looking at this from a civil rights violation standpoint. What can they do in this case?
Listen, I don't know what they will do. I mean, we understand that there are KKK infiltrators on these 18,000 police departments. We've heard from the FBI years ago, and again, most recently, that white supremacists, neo-Nazis, folks who just don't like Black people, white folks, are on these police departments, and they're there for one reason, and that's to kill us. And so we're seeing state-sponsored murder that's being condoned and in some cases encouraged. We have officers here on the LA Sheriff's Department who get tattoos to celebrate abuse and murder. And so what will the Justice Department do? I can't wait to see. It's not like they haven't known that this is going on.
Well, Sergeant Cheryl Dorsey, thanks so much for using your experience to help us understand this.
Thank you.